Hello guys, Glaze here with another CT Expert video for you today. We're going to be taking a look at Gambit and how Hobbit plays on A site for them and locks it down. You'll notice how a very experienced player of his caliber, he really knows how to read every situation differently and knows exactly how to position himself or react off different things around the map. As always guys, we'll be using the full config of Hobbit with his resolution and crosshair you can see on screen here. You'll notice some of the rounds as well, Shiro or Nafany will also help him out on A site as well depending on the setups. But majority of the rounds it is just relying on Hobbit's own skill to lock down the site. Let's get into this and let's see how Hobbit plays around this A position. So now going into the first buy round that Gambit will do. As you'll see, he throws a quick flash over middle for presence in that area to keep it consistent with that flashbang. However, he would usually throw a Molotov first, but Shiro throws it for him so he doesn't need to, okay? But usually someone always has to be mollying that ramp position. And then because he has Shiro on ticket holding the ramp position for him, he feels confident to play above wood in quite an exposed area, trying to get any information into Palace and even taking control of this area. You notice how he's not just rushing in taking the control, he's slowly clearing every angle one by one, shifting through all of this to make sure there is no one here, and then he can just post up in this area and wait for any Ts that may come in this position. So now going into the second buy phase, and as you can see, he has a Molotov now. So he can Molotov that ramp position instead of Shiro, and then quickly throwing a flash over middle to help the mid players get control of it again. And then once again, we're going to see Shiro on ticket, holding his ramp for him so he can play a little bit more exposed on wood and not hiding in the corner. If there wasn't Shiro on ticket, he would be playing a lot more passive and aware of where they could be. After a little bit of time, he will quickly move down the ladder just by shifting and checking towards ramp to see if anyone could be lurking around the area, throwing a HE, then a smoke following it. Because he's smoked off the ramp position, he feels very confident and comfortable to play around it. So he can sit in front of it. That way he has a better angle on apps if anyone walks out there. And also he might be able to catch any Ts that may try potentially push through that smoke if they want to go for an A hit. So now moving on to round 24 here. As you can see, Flames are on a full buy and Hobbit will throw that quick Molotov to ramp position. The way he lines it up is on the roof of the red building in between the two windows, if you're curious. This is to make sure it goes deep enough so it's harder for an AWPer to peek around it and see anyone crossing into connector. As you can see here as well, Shiro is posted up in apartments with the AWP. This makes Hobbit's role to now hold ramp, okay? Because usually it was the other way around with Shiro holding ramp, but then Hobbit holding towards Palace. But now it's the other way around because Shiro has gone for the AWP peak. So Hobbit is smoked off the ramp position and he's playing around back towards default area, towards the right side of triple to give him a better angle on anyone running up ramp. And also he can move around a lot easier in this area to make sure he doesn't get caught off. As I've cut out here, but Shiro did get caught off in Palace area, and then Hobbit is left in this situation with Nafany towards CT, but he's very aware that an A split is going to come in based on the smokes and the space that the Ts have. So because of this, he wants to make sure he's in a position where he can counter this as best as he can, take the first kill onto the connector player, and then be ready for any players coming out ramp and sandwich, and then somehow getting the wall bang to that Palace player. Very well played, getting 3 kills for Gambit there in that situation. Again, with the early Molotov I showed you just above in the red building again to stop any potential A pushes early. But this time, Gambit is going for more of a retake A setup. And you can tell this by the way the Hobbit is playing. So he's playing towards ticket, he has his smoke grenade still, and he's just going to be jump spotting. So he's going to be checking above wood and jump spotting ramp. And you'll see as soon as he gets contact that he sees a player has shifted out of ramp. Watch how he reacts, okay? So he's just going to be jump spotting. He smokes early, obviously, to try to prevent any pushes. And after it fades, he'll go back into jump spotting, back on ticket again. And then as soon as he gets contact, he will see that, make sure no one's coming out of Palace, and then try to take the fight onto him because that T is in a very uncomfortable position because that T, think of it in their perspective, they don't know how the CTs are set up, and because they've been jump spotted, they feel very under pressure for what could happen to them. Just based on this alone, it forces that T player just to run back to ramp and give up the area, allowing Hobbit to reposition under wood, being in a different position to where he initially was seen. This allows him to get the 1 kill and then 10-20 damage on the guy in connector, in the guy in sandwich. However, he did his role, getting at least 1 on the site's position. As Shiro is going to peek into connector, he will Molotov ramp off for Hobbit, allowing for him to keep his Molotov a little bit longer to react off any A hits that may come in. As you can see, he's on a bit of a bad buy. He's got a FAMAS, smoke, and a molly. Not the best, of course. However, he'll have to make it do. And after this Molotov is just fading the Shiro through, he's going to line up a smoke just on this triple box, just above this black little spot. Left click throw, and that will land perfectly to stop any potential T pushes in that area. Again, trying to use it as the best visibility. After throwing it, moving close up to it, see if he can find any pixel gaps to see if he might be able to catch a T standing behind it. However, there is no one in this position currently. One thing I'll always remind you in all of these CT Expert videos is to keep changing your positions. Hobbit now has moved into the sandwich position as he hasn't played here at all the entire game. Make sure you change your position so it's very unexpected and hard to read for the Ts. Keep mixing it up so the Ts are always guessing where you are. Thank you guys so much for watching this CT Expert video of Hobbit. I hope you guys enjoyed a lot and I hope you learned something new. As always, if you're new, make sure to subscribe and like. It helps me out a lot to make sure you don't miss out on any future content that I create. Thank you guys so much. Have a great day.